Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. My hormones make me a nutcase.
Hello, hello.
Today, we're going to be talking all about protein. We're going to do a bit of a nutrition series. So, we wanted to start off with protein. You probably heard.
This has started well. Oh dear. And I'm having a whole week of not being able to say what I mean. So, oh
Oh
dear.
dear.
Here we go.
I did a webinar this morning for my clients, and I got so excited. I was talking so fast and kept I was trying to like slow down, talk a little bit slower. I was getting so into it. Then I was like, oh my gosh, just slow down and stop tripping over your words. So anyway, that could be what today's podcast is going to be like. But yes, we're going to talk
Oh,
about protein, why it's really important. We're going to, I think, debunk some myths as well, actually, because there's protein stuff everywhere now as well, isn't there? Without, I
mm,
think, the real explanation of like why it's important, but also people just bung protein onto stuff that's not necessarily got
high
that
in
much
protein.
protein in. Exactly.
Yeah. They just, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to that because I could start off with that quite easily as we've started talking about that. But yes, we can wait. Yeah. But absolutely. People do get really stuck with that. Like when they're looking for foods, they think, oh, yeah, protein. As long as it says protein on the front, they go, oh, yeah, that'll do me. But no.
Mm, absolutely. There's so much to it than just something writing high protein on the front of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you think you could do that for so many things. Doesn't mean it's going to work. And unless you know, you don't know, do you? Which
No.
sounds silly.
Well,
But
exactly. You don't know what you know. I've heard that so often recently, actually, and it is really true, isn't it? You don't know what you know.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you, yeah, yeah. And that can just be across anything. Like, but yeah. So what we're going to roll with first.
Well, I suppose actually we start with what actually is protein and what and where you like what foods you find protein in.
Hmm.
So when we think of protein, you're thinking of things like meat, fish, eggs, tofu, legumes, chickpeas, lentils, beans, yogurt. I mean, there is protein in some other foods as well in smaller amounts, but if we're thinking of like the high protein foods, they're the ones to think of. Corn
Mm.
as well if you're vegetarian, actually.
Cottage cheese. Very
Cottage
good.
cheese. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's some proteins that you want to use more than others, right? So, like you say, like protein powder is a good one if you're not getting enough in your diet.
Hmm.
Like, you just don't want to be consuming it every lunch, breakfast, and dinner, like, or like
Yeah.
five shakes a day. Like, maybe limit it to like one thing. So, say, for example, you might have it in your breakfast with your oats, or you might have it in, I don't know, pancakes, or you might have a protein shake later on if you're not getting enough in. But
Yeah.
you don't have to rely on it and you don't have to have it in your diet if you don't get on with it and you don't like it.
Definitely. And there's so many different ones as well. So if you don't get on with like whey protein, which is the like standard, I suppose, dairy lactose protein, then you've got vegetarian ones, you've got like pea protein. Oh my God, there's so many different ones out there now, isn't there? But
Yeah.
yeah, there's lots of different ones to try.
Yeah, and it's worth just having a look at the ingredients in it as well, like anything,
Yeah.
because some of them are full of like sugar sweeteners and all of that stuff. And obviously, if they've got a flavor to them, they are going to have some sort of sweetener in, but the less amount of ingredients you can have, the better it is.
Yeah.
So like your makes like bulk are pretty good because they've got less stuff in them. And I think they're just
Yeah.
generally pretty good. You use them, don't you? Or you
I
did?
use
I
bulk
don't know.
powders. Yeah. Yeah. I like those. I use the isolate because it's a little bit more expensive, but it's a little bit less in terms of like the dairy and stuff.
Mm,
It's a little bit leaner as well. And it's fine. I like it. It's like very smooth, which I like. But I don't use it massively. I just use it in certain things, so I don't go through it that quickly, to be fair. But it's a good
yeah.
thing to have in the cupboard to add to things, like you say. And if
Yeah,
you're
and like
eating protein.
yeah, because sometimes like you can make things like you could do Greek yogurt with your protein powder and it can actually make it like cheesecakey or like just a bit thicker but a bit more sweeter. If you want a dessert, it's
Mm,
quite a good option. Like again, like I think I've mentioned it before, like sometimes I'll blend up cottage cheese and put protein powder in, and I feel like I'm having a little cheesecake, sprinkle a bit of biscuit on top. You can
yeah.
get you can use it for things like that if you're really craving like sweet stuff. And it doesn't mean you can't have sweet stuff, it's just an alternative option if you don't have chocolate bar in the house or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I suppose you could like, yeah, it's just like having a chocolate milkshake or whatever flavor that you get.
Mm,
So it is just a nice little added thing with that boost of protein as well.
yeah, absolutely. But a lot of people do struggle with the whole proteiny taste of stuff. Do you find that like with people
Yeah.
and like and yourself? I think I've actually seen some of your reels before. You've tried protein bars and you're like, what is this? This is not okay.
Protein bars, I feel like, are the worst because they're like ultra processed and they're full of loads of like ingredients. Yeah, and the protein can just be like really, I don't know how to
Mm,
describe the word, but do you know what I mean? It's just
like claggy, like
claggy. That's
kind
the
of,
word. Yeah,
yeah. I don't even
yeah,
know what that word is, but it seems to be a word.
yeah. I don't know, but oh, I
Yeah.
actually tried. I made my own. It was the one. Do you remember the ones I showed you when we were
Mm.
away?
I made them. Yeah.
Did you? Did you like them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually, to be fair. I just didn't cover them all in chocolate because I didn't have enough dark chocolate. I just topped them and I made them like little
Uh,
cupcakes because I didn't have a
oh,
long
nice.
bar thing. So yeah, but I did actually really like them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I made them smaller than what they were because I like to just have a little bit after I have my lunch, but obviously you could have them as a whole. Because I think there were 18 grams of protein in one actually. There was
Mm.
a bit of
They last,
protein powders in there as well, but yeah.
yeah, but you can't really taste it when you've not, or when you've
No.
got loads of other stuff in with it. And like, they lasted me 2 weeks. Oh, the guy on the thing was like, "Yeah, these will last me a couple of months," and I'm thinking, "That ain't gonna last
No.
me a couple of months." I had one every week, every day for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Definitely. That's still 2 weeks though, isn't it? And it still gives you that healthier snack. You know exactly what's gone into that as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes. So, yeah, protein. We've covered what actually is what foods contain protein. Um, so I suppose how much protein we actually need. Um, that's actually controversial, isn't it? Because I know that there's lots of people out there that say, we need loads more protein. But actually, if we have too much protein, we can end up, it's not going to actually work well for our body as well. So we've got to get roughly the right amount. So I believe it's like 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram,
Yeah.
um, which is to help with fat loss and muscle retention. If you don't necessarily need quite that high if you're not, trying to potentially like lose fat and you're not going to the gym and things like that. You don't potentially need quite as much, but yeah, about 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram.
Yeah. So if you're going to work that out on your own, then you need to go weigh yourself, which we don't normally like doing, but we do it for this. Weigh yourself in kilos and then times it by go the lower end of the scale first. So times that
Yeah,
point by 1.6, and then you will
yeah,
get the amount that you need. Obviously, the more active you are, you do 1.7, 1.8, 1.9 to 2.
yeah,
However, it's good to have that number, but the majority of people I find barely even get like 30, 40 grams of protein in. So
mm,
like, I don't know about you, but with my clients, to start with, I'm like, right, our aim is to get to roughly 100 because most people need about 100 grams.
yeah. That's a good way to just say generally just aim for 100 grams.
Yeah. So I'm like, right, see where we're at now. Right. In the next couple of weeks, let's try and say if they start at like 30 to 40, let's see if we can aim for 80, see if we can add it up a little bit more. And then once we've hit 80 consistently, we'll then go up a little bit more
Yeah,
and try and hit the 100 mark. If then people, like you say, are super active and really need more, then we'll be like, right, this is a target we've now got to get up to. However, if you're just the average day Joe that just doesn't do a lot, like you say, and it just needs to get the protein levels up, I would just increase it slowly up towards the 100
yeah.
mark.
Definitely, definitely. And a good way to think about that as well, if you're thinking about like your portions, if you're doing it in like more like hand portion sizes, which I know some people like to do, aim for a good like fist worth. with each meal. I know that can be a little bit tricky to think about when you're thinking about like eggs and things like that. So some of the things it is good to track and see how many grams you're actually having, just to kind of get into the rhythm of that. But if you're thinking about yeah, just try and get a portion of protein with each meal to start with, because a lot of people, like you say, that we work with might only be getting a good portion with dinner, and they're not really getting that much with breakfast and lunch. So can you just try and get, like, some people I've spoken to will just have like a cheese sandwich for lunch. It's like, okay, can you maybe have a chicken sandwich for lunch just to up that protein? Or could you maybe have like a tuna on jacket potato or something, just so you're bumping that protein up? And it's like, what can we actually put in for breakfast? Maybe it's having yogurt for breakfast, or like you say, your protein oats or a protein shake, and actually just aiming to get at least a portion of protein in with each meal. And then you can start, if need to, bump that up a little bit more. But that's probably a good place to start, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you think if you're doing that, you're probably roughly getting like 30 grams per meal then, aren't you? So that's like already
Yeah,
90 grams without any
perfect.
added extra snacks or whatever you're doing. Like that's you're
Exactly.
already like on your way there. And like you
Yeah.
say, I think the one that the majority of people struggle with is the breakfast
Mm.
because people either skip breakfast, they have a slice of toast,
Mm.
or yeah, like a small yogurt before they're running out the door, when actually prioritizing that breakfast time is going to be super important. One, like we said in other ones, like to keep your energy levels up, and so you're not snacking at like 4 o'clock before you're trying to make dinner.
Yeah.
So if we can keep your protein high at the beginning of the day, you're going to feel so much better.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that is one that is definitely the biggest one that I hear is people skipping breakfast. I know we speak about it, don't we?
Mm.
You've heard it as well, and it is so true. Or it is just getting having a slice of literally like a slice of toast. That is like, or a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Um, that is a big one as well. And it's like, oh well, I have my bran flakes and have a little bit of fruit, and it's like, great. All you need to pair with that is a bit of protein.
Yeah. So if you are doing that, add some Greek yogurt or something to it.
Yeah,
Like just to up
exactly.
the protein a bit more, like just to start with, if you're so used to having like cereals, add some Greek yogurt or
Yeah,
yeah, something like that on top just to up that for now. You could sprinkle some flax seeds in there and chia seeds if you wanted to on your cereals, but like just doing that extra little thing will help you feel fuller for longer because bran flakes and things like that, they're not going to have masses of protein in them.
no, no, exactly, exactly. And like you say, it does keep your blood sugar levels more steady throughout the day, which means you're going to be more energized and stops the cravings as much for sure.
Mm,
Um, I was going to say something, it's just gone from my brain. What was I going to say? No, who knows? It's gone.
who knows? Oh well, I'm sure it'll come back in a minute.
Yeah. But that is a good way to think about it as well. Like 20 to 30 grams, really more like 25 to 30 grams per meal of protein. So if you're having things like eggs, it depends on the size of the egg, but I think it's about 7 grams roughly per egg of protein. So that actually isn't really, if you think you're having 2 eggs, say on toast or something for breakfast, you probably get a little bit maybe in the toast, but you probably need to bump that up. So like egg whites, because they're the high protein bit, the low calorie bit. Have your 2 full eggs, add some egg whites in there to bump that protein up as well. Um,
Yeah, definitely. Or you could like, if you really wanted to, you could put some sort of like meat kind of stuff on top of your eggs,
yeah, yeah,
like your bacon, but not too much because obviously like it's a bit fatty, but like just in portion, like in a smaller portion, like you could add that on top.
yeah.
What else could you do? I was just thinking
What
worth
I did
adding with
yesterday for
eggs.
lunch actually was I bought some smoked tofu from why are you laughing?
'Cause I was waiting for you to mention this for
Oh, have
whatever
you
reason.
seen
As
it?
soon as you said tofu earlier, I was like, she's going to mention tofu at some point.
It was literally like a pound. I don't know if that's even expensive or not these days because everything just seems expensive, but it was like, yeah, for a pound for the smoked tofu. So I had half of it um, with eggs mixed in. And that was really nice. It was actually really, really
So,
good. Yeah.
okay, because it's got a taste to it, right? Because normal tofu, I'm not a fan of.
See, I had normal tofu today and I added like some turmeric into it and like some pepper. I'm going to go back to my sweet chili or my chili. oil crisp, whatever it's called. But I'm still just I'm easing my stomach back into these things, you know. We don't want to go hit it too hard. So
Mm,
I'm
mm,
just avoiding the chili. But that on top of that, that's going to be really good. But I definitely preferred the smoked tofu. That was a nicer flavor for sure.
mm. But yeah, like I said, it's probably because it's got some sort of flavor to it. I know you said you added turmeric and stuff, but otherwise tofu and all of that's a bit bland. But then it takes on the taste of something else, right?
Yeah, you've got to add flavor to tofu really to make it enjoyable. Most people, I think, yeah, will definitely agree with that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, what else could you mix? You can mix cottage cheese in with your eggs, scrambled
Yeah, I
eggs.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do that. That would top that up
definitely.
as well. Yeah.
Hmm. And you can mix it. And if you wanted to, you can blend it up and bang it into an omelette if you don't like the lumpy bits too.
Yes, that's very
Add it
true.
in that. You can add cottage cheese to so many things. You can make a tomato soup with cottage cheese, and there's a high protein
Yeah.
cottage cheese soup. High protein tomato soup. Um,
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that.
yeah.
What did you tell me to make?
What
Was
did I
it
tell you to make?
cottage cheese pie? No, it was the cheesecake thing.
Mm,
Did not,
yeah,
did not
you
like
should
that.
make it. It's oh, you didn't like it?
No, it was really
No.
bizarre. But maybe that's just
But
me.
then again, yeah, and depends on your protein powder as well, I think.
Mm. I mean, I use the chocolate protein powder. I don't know. I don't know because I love cheesecakes. I don't know. I was just a bit creeped out by the thought of what it was. I don't know. But anyway, still try it, guys. But just maybe I need to try it again.
If you add a bit of cocoa powder in as well, make it more chocolatey.
I think I did. And then I left it and I was like, oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, just because, yeah, you like it, you don't like it, I like it, but yeah, just try it.
exactly.
If you don't try it, you don't know, do you, right?
No, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I suppose so. Protein helps with increasing your satiety, so making sure that you are satiated and fuller for longer, which we always talk about. Slows down your digestion, stabilizes your blood sugar, and like you said, reduces your 4 p.m. crashings and those evening snacking as well.
Yes, because again, the majority of people really struggle with this when they sit down, watch TV at 7 p.m., they want snacks. Whereas actually,
Yeah,
you could, if you're, yeah, filling yourself up in the day with the adequate amount of protein, you're less likely, I'm not saying you're gonna not, but you're less likely to snack in the evenings, which
yeah.
again, then if you're on a fat loss journey or whatever, that will help that.
Absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of like habit and boredom and stress eating things that come into the evening snacking. But if there's things
Hmm.
that you can do to try and help that, like eating more protein, like it's gonna help. So definitely give it a try for sure.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah. Um, so I think something to remember with protein is it doesn't magically like burn your fat. Like you eat more protein, it doesn't magically like go inside and start burning your fat away.
No, it doesn't. However, things that are higher in fat, like say like a steak, if you have your steak cooked more rare
Mm,
rather than well done, it takes your body longer to, like you say, digest and thingy. So essentially your body's working harder to break it down.
yeah.
So then your body uses more calories to break down that piece of food. So although it doesn't burn fat and stuff, it makes the body work harder. So it's good for you.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere like if you take on like 100 calories worth of protein, you might actually only consume or take on, if you consume
Mm,
100 calories of protein, you might only take on 70 calories of that protein, for example. Because like you say, your body actually is like using energy to eat it and digest it.
yeah.
Whereas if you eat 100 calories worth of carbs, you'd take on 100 calories worth of carbs.
Mm, yeah.
So it kind of, I suppose it does magically kind of burn fat a little bit then.
Magically. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't actually target the fat, but it'll just burn
No.
you some calories, like
Yeah.
it's so yeah, swings and roundabouts. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's not just think of it as it being a magic fat burner because
No,
it's
that's
not.
not. Yeah. Maybe that could be the title for today.
Oh my God, yeah.
Protein magically burn. Is protein the magic fat burner? Clickbait.
Absolutely.
Another thing is as well, it helps you to stick to your calories because if you're eating more protein, like we say, it keeps you full, etc. Therefore, if you're in a calorie deficit and you're sticking to a certain amount of calories because you're wanting to lose weight, it will help you to be able to stick to those. Because whereas, like we say, if you're just eating your slice of toast or your brown flakes, you're going to burn through that really quickly and be hungry again. Whereas if you pair that with some protein, you're not. So it really does help in a fat loss sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's really important as well to remember that once you get over the age of 30, which I'm sure we have covered so many times in this podcast, but you start to lose muscle mass. So I know both of us work with perimenopausal, menopausal women. Um, so it is important for everyone, but especially when you're over 30, 40 as well, to make sure because when you start losing muscle by eating more protein, pairing that with resistance training, you're going to be maintaining that muscle, which is going to help with your metabolism. It's going to help you to stay strong, etc., etc. So
Yeah, like you say, and not lose muscle. So again, like we've said
yeah,
before, you won't end up being that little old lady in the corner that can't do shit all. So
exactly.
eat your protein and weight train.
Definitely, definitely. The two paired together are magic. So
hmm
yeah,
They are. They really are.
definitely. And I think as well, by doing those things, if there's a lot of women that say, "Oh, I want to be more toned,"
Mm.
and have better like body composition, and by eating enough protein and by weight training, that is where you're going to get those results. Because if you, I know we've mentioned this a lot, but if you were on the jabs, for example, you're not eating enough, you're losing muscle, you're losing fat at the same time. Um, where's my brain going?
You're going to end up with loose skin, no
That's
nef
it.
ne
That's what I was going to
no no nephil, no definition.
That's it. Exactly. Whereas you're building that lean muscle, like you're
Yeah.
going to get that toned look. I'm just going to use the word that everyone uses, but the
Yeah.
defined look. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Which is funny, isn't it? Because so many people like, I don't want to look like bulky or anything. And I'm not saying like the toned look looks bulky, but the toned look essentially that is essentially what you're going towards. Like because you can see muscle definition. It doesn't mean you're going to be like absolutely hench and have massive shoulders.
no,
But you will have like I have people that are like, oh, I want arms that look like this, and they'll show me a picture and it will be like you can see where their triceps are, their shoulders are, and stuff like that. And then they're
yeah,
like, but I also don't want to be really bulky. And I'm like, you're not going to, but you're also you're gonna be able to see your muscles. So they're like, oh no, I don't want to look like that then. And I'm like, like people get caught in like, how do I want to look? But yeah, anyway,
yeah,
yeah, the toned look. You need to lose fat and build muscle for that.
yeah,
Have to build muscle to look toned. If you've
yeah.
got no muscle, you will not look toned.
No. Well, no, exactly. And also, if you've got too much body fat, you that will also cover your muscles and stuff as well. So then you're not going to be able to see your
Mhm.
muscles. So yeah, you have to lose your body fat and build the muscle. And like we say, when we say build muscle, you're not building crazy. You're not gonna look like those guys in the gym or Arnold.
Arnold Schwartz, yeah,
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, buff.
Exactly. Like women just can't get like that. It's
No,
just not physiologically possible.
genetically, oh yeah, there you go. I was going to say genetically impossible, but you just said what I should have said. Physiologically, yes,
Genetically,
indeed.
though, like abs and stuff is actually more genetics than um obviously you still got to work hard. I'm not saying that, but some people might be more genetically prone to be able to see your abs than other people as well.
That's interesting, but then I suppose that's body types as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like comes into play.
Yeah. Like I think people underestimate actually how lean you have to be able to see completely like to see like a six pack, for example.
Mm,
Um, but also, yeah, some people are you just can just genetically just are more prone to be able to see them than others.
yeah, it's hard work
Yeah.
trying to see wraps. Like and
Yeah.
like we said before, it's like you need that layer of fat to protect your organs and stuff because we're here to make babies,
Yes.
supposedly, whether you want to or not. But yeah, it is a lot harder to drop that. And so many people are like, oh, I want to have a six pack. And I'm like, oh, can we have a different goal, please? Like, because that's so hard without like, also potentially having side effects of losing your
Mm,
periods, losing hair, bad nails, and stuff like that. It's not necessarily the healthiest goal to have.
no. And realistically, if you zoom out, like what benefit are you having from having a six pack? Because do you walk around every day with your tummy out? Probably not. Like,
I might do if I had abs. No, I'm joking.
but most people don't. Like, I
But no.
appreciate if you live in a warmer country, maybe in the summertime you might, but like even in the summer, like, are we all walking out with crop tops on? I mean, I'm sure some people do, but the majority of people don't. Maybe if you go to the gym, you get your tummy out a bit more. But like realistically, and then what are you just showing that off to everyone else? Like, oh yeah, see my abs. Like, I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe that if you want to do that, you do you, but what are you
Yeah, but the
gaining from
major
it?
yeah, exactly. And like you say, and the majority of people don't have them or don't do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, again, like yeah, the minority do. And actually probably the minority, controversial as it sounds, of women that probably have that are probably people that haven't people under the age of 20 who haven't quite, you know,
Yes.
experienced life yet or going out and partying and eating and loads of crap and then doing all that stuff. So it kind of changes when you get to that age between that and like 25 and then people start changing, don't they? So,
Yeah.
the stresses of the world and stuff. I know it's more stressful now than it used to be, but like
Yeah.
majority of people are probably younger or they're influencers, like we said, and it's their full-time job to look like that.
Well, yes, exactly. Exactly. Um, so yeah, anyway, I suppose have a little think about whether you want to have abs or not. I don't know how we got here, but yeah. Um, but another thing, oh yeah, should we go on to some myths about protein and talk about some of the protein foods in the shops and things like that? Because I know we mentioned that
Mm,
before.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So,
so
yeah,
what are we
sorry.
doing? Oh, you go.
I suppose the first one is protein will make swimming bulky, which you literally just kind of discussed. But as we said, that's if you're eating your 100 grams of protein a day and going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, like you're just not anyway. So doing that is just not going to make you bulky. So yeah,
No.
don't worry
It's
about that
going to
one.
make you function better and your whole body function better because your whole body is basically runs on protein.
Yeah,
Like all your DNA, everything runs on protein. And if you don't have enough protein in you, it's the same with water. If you don't drink enough water to replenish the water in your body, because your body's made up of like 90% water or whatever shit it is, like it's the same with protein. Like your body is basically made up of protein, and without it, you do not function properly.
yeah, yeah. And I honestly think with all the women that I've worked with, the majority of people are not getting enough protein.
No.
Majority of women, especially over 40, are not eating enough
Mm,
protein for sure.
mm.
That's literally the first
So
thing I start with. Is like, what did you have for breakfast? Okay,
yeah.
let's start with that.
Yeah, small little changes. Might take you a while to do it, but yeah, like we say, protein doesn't make you bulky. It makes your
No.
systems work better.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I suppose that links into, you only need protein if you go to the gym. No,
No.
that's not true. Like you were saying, it's used for everything. Like, yes, if you are someone that is training hard and got specific goals, you might have a higher protein target. Um, but yeah, you don't just need protein if you go to the gym or you train.
Mm-mm. No. And looking at protein being bad for your kidneys, the only reason you probably shouldn't be in soup, loads and loads of protein is if you have problems with your kidneys already and your doctor has said to you, do not go on a high protein diet.
Yeah, yeah,
Because like kidney stones and stuff can be affected by it, but your doctor will tell you that.
yeah.
Otherwise, for anyone else, protein again is absolutely fine for you because your whole body needs it.
Hmm. Exactly, exactly. I think another one as well, plant-based protein isn't good enough, which is absolutely not true either. Like if you are vegan, I mean, if you're vegetarian, obviously you've got a little bit more, a few more options in there. But if you are vegan, don't get me wrong, like it is harder to get
So much harder.
protein, um, and it's hard to balance out your calories as well because you got like your chickpeas and your lentils and things, which obviously got your carbs and stuff as well. So it's yeah, it's definitely a little bit harder, but it can definitely be done.
Hmm.
Especially if you're having like your corn and your tofu and like I say, all your chickpeas, lentils, peas, all those kind of things. I mean, if you are plant-based, you might need to get a good plant-based protein powder
Hmm.
to add in a little bit extra. But yeah, there are a lot of things you can do, but it definitely is good enough. It is just a little bit harder.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. I tried before and I still hit 100 grams, but it took a lot to find stuff. And it's also, if you really don't want to use like all the fake meats and stuff, it is even
Mm,
harder because like I remember when we did a month of being like a veggie and stuff, and all so much of the stuff, it might be a bit different now, was like breaded or like
yeah,
and stuff like
that's
that. And
so
I just think,
true.
oh, I don't want to eat loads of breaded stuff, like, just to get
Mm,
my protein up. Like, because surely eating a shit ton of breaded stuff is not the greatest for you either.
no. And also a lot of the like fake meats are really highly processed and stuff as well, and full of
Mm.
like a lot of ingredients, and like
Yeah,
you say, like breaded and things too. So yeah, that definitely makes it a bit more challenging and not as nutritionally dense, I suppose.
yeah, absolutely. Like we say, cottage cheese is your best friend. Bang it in curries, bang it in loads of stuff.
Yeah, but if you're vegan, it's
But
just
if you're vegan, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't, I couldn't try. I don't even know
no,
what to say about that because I would not want to try that. No offense to any vegans. I'm sure you're
no.
doing fantastic and hats off to you. But yeah, yeah, no, thank you.
No. I could definitely be like more vegetarian, like
Mm.
including like eggs and yogurt and dairy and all of that. Like I could definitely give that a go. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
to
I
be
don't eat
full on
meat all the
vegan.
time. Yeah,
No.
no, I do like flexitarian, is that what you call it? Like, where you do just bits, like I do like veggie stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we went to that awesome
Oh,
vegetarian place in Spain.
so good.
Oh my God, it's one of the best places we've ever been. And they didn't really have any
Um,
seats for us either, did they? She was like, you can sit
No.
up at the bar, and we literally sat on the bar pretty
Hmm.
much. Like when they were serving drinks, we were sat there eating our dinner. But I would do that 10 times over because that vegetarian lasagna was, oh,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. That lasagna, I would literally just go back to Spain, to Torrevieja, to go back to that restaurant because I was sick on the last night and I couldn't I couldn't go. But yeah, even just the
Yeah,
aesthetic in that place, everything about it was just incredible, wasn't it? And there was just
yeah.
so much flavor. Like the starter, the dessert even was a lot
Mm,
more nutritionally, like had a lot more, what was it? Highly nutritious
nutritionally
stuff,
dense.
like yeah, nutritionally dense. I couldn't think of the word. Like it wasn't, it was just, yeah, it was so
Mm.
good. It was so,
Yeah, so if you are really like, I'm only a meat eater or whatever, like if there are vegetarian restaurants, don't dismiss them because
yeah,
actually
really
some
don't.
of them are incredible. Like,
Yeah. Because I feel like they have a lot more pressure to make sure they are good because
Mm,
they are quite unique and sometimes to like particularly vegetarian food, you've got to add more flavor to make them taste nice, haven't you? Whereas meat on its own generally tastes quite tasty, whereas
mm,
chickpeas and beans and all those things, you kind of got to add some flavor in there to make it taste good.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, yeah, there we go. What were we saying? I can't even remember how we got onto that.
But plant-based protein isn't good enough. That's what we were
Oh,
talking
right.
about.
Yeah, cool. Right. Yeah. So it is, it definitely is. You just, again, you got to try and find ways to make it enough
Yes.
um for you.
Yeah, definitely. And I think just be mindful of the high protein foods in shops and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember looking at bagels actually, and they've got those like high protein bagels. Have you seen
Mm,
those? I think they say they're like 8 grams per bagel or something. And to be fair, like the bagel is smaller than a normal bagel. But if you go out actually have a normal bagel, I think it's got more protein in it than
Yeah, I think
natural.
it has. I
I'm
remember
sure
looking
it's
at that
like,
thinking, oh, I might as well just get the normal one for an extra 100 calories, or I should do however many calories for better protein.
yeah, because I'm sure that the calories are actually quite low.
Mm.
Um, I'm sure they were like 9 grams in the normal ones and then like 8 grams in those or something.
Yeah, they're definitely 9 grams, I'm sure. I remember seeing it on the back, but
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
that's the thing, isn't it? When you're looking at the protein levels in foods, when you're looking at the back of the packet, look at how many calories are in the item. So say like you're looking at the per 100 grams. If you see it says 370 calories,
Hmm.
go and look at the protein. And if that says 37 grams, add a zero, 370, that's a good amount of protein per 100.
Hmm.
Whereas if you've and then things like say if you've got like a yogurt which is 180 grams and your protein is oh hang on if you've got your yogurt which is 90 calories
Hmm.
per 100 grams and then you've got 18 grams of protein, add the zero on the end of the protein, that's 180, so that's a really good ratio because it's above the calories. So that's a good amount of protein. Whereas it's way
Mm.
under, say if you've got like 20 grams of protein to 90 calories, that's not going to be good.
Yes, I get what you're saying. That makes
You see
sense.
what I'm saying? So what I'll
Yeah.
do on the bottom of this podcast is I'll put a little picture up so you can see if you want a visual, because I've got a
Yes.
couple of them of what is good.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, some things you could look at and it might say like 2 grams of protein. Well, that's going to be rubbish compared to like 90 calories because that will make,
Yeah.
yeah, it will be way under.
Yeah.
So we'll give you something that you can have a look at so you can compare it so you can start looking at the back of packets because again things like you say like what is it like high protein Snickers,
Yeah.
like I'm sure they're probably like a minimal amount more than a normal protein bar, but because
Yeah.
it says high because it is a little bit more they can say high protein.
It's crazy, isn't it? And it's
Mm,
like the high protein granola. Do you know what? I don't actually know the numbers off the top of my head, but that is never as high as you think it's going to be. But it might be a little
mm,
bit higher than, like you say, the standard granola.
yeah.
But they might charge you double the price for it as well.
Absolutely. And it's the same as anything. I know we're going to do one on fat, but the 0% fat, 5% fat. Look at the actual stuff because
Yeah.
they might have dropped the fat in something, but the sugars could be through the roof. And actually, you're probably better off getting the full fat one.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I think with, mm, yeah, I suppose you could say it with the protein, but like I know I get my protein from Aldi, and I always look at the back and my protein, my yogurt from Aldi, my Greek yogurt. But actually, there is only one ingredient in it because a lot of times, like you say, they add sugars, they add things to it. So just have a look on the back for like the 0% ones and see what they've added to it. If it's just milk or whatever it says on there, then that's pretty good. Um, you just got to be more mindful if you do have a full fat Greek yogurt, the calories are a little bit higher. So you probably want to have a slightly lower portion of it. It's just something to be mindful of with that. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I think reading and understanding the back of a packet it can be a game changer for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny though, isn't it? Because like actually on high protein foods like yogurt and meats and tofu and things, it never doesn't actually say this is high in protein.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I know
Mm.
they maybe assume that people know, but I don't think actually everyone does know what things are high in protein necessarily. Whereas
No, it's like, yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, whether it's more fat, more protein, more whatever, do they? Like you say. Yeah, it doesn't really say. Yeah. I tend to say I've got a list of things that you like higher proteins, like have these proteins, have some of these, have less of these,
mm,
like for my clients. And a lot of them are like, oh gosh, I'm going to put all these green ones, like they'll have more of on my list actually, because I didn't realize some of these were proteins.
yeah,
And like
exactly.
you say, yeah, packets don't say on the front
No.
protein goodness, do they?
Just on the random little, yeah, like bagels or like some kind of biscuit or ranch. It's like, oh yeah, high protein. It's like, well, not really. That's kind of contradicting. Like, actually, you want high protein on the stuff that actually is high protein. That would help people out a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so many things, like you say, like thins, bagels, like pancakes. What else? I was trying to think of some others. I saw like, yeah, there's quite a lot of things now that are like high protein, and you're like,
Mm.
wow, like what? How have you made that high protein? What have you put in that for it
Yeah,
to be a high
that's
protein thing?
that's the other thing as well, isn't it? What have you put in that?
Yeah, yeah, because some things just shouldn't be high protein.
No,
It's like putting protein in a potato. It shouldn't be there.
shouldn't
It
be
won't be
there.
there because it's one ingredient, but it's like doing that to some things, and you think, whoa, should this be high
Yeah,
protein? Like, maybe check the labels first.
definitely, definitely. So I suppose some practical ways to increase your protein. So we've kind of gone over some things for breakfast, but like Greek yogurt bowl, eggs, your eggs whites, your protein oats, cottage cheese pancakes, um, omelette. What else is there? Yeah, your eggs on toast, egg muffins, protein shake, protein smoothie, as in
Yeah.
adding like protein powder with like your fruit and maybe a bit of peanut butter or things like that.
Mhm.
This, if you make baked oats, you could add protein powder into there, add that, pair that with a bit of yogurt on the side.
Yeah,
Overnight
I'm
oats,
a
mix
fan.
yogurt into that. There's so many things, yummy things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're on the go, then maybe like the protein yogurts you could go for. Pair that with a few nuts or whatever, give you some energy. Like if you really like stuck for things to have and
Hmm.
you're like a busy mum and you need to like chuck something in, like you can have that whilst you're driving. I didn't say that was okay, but you could.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Lunches, you could have wraps with any form of like meat really in there, or even an egg
Meat or
sandwich.
fish,
Yeah,
fish,
fish.
egg, yeah,
Yeah. Leftovers, if you had stir fries, pasta, if you've got like a chicken pasta or something like that. Um,
curries.
Curries, yeah. Anything really. Stews, casseroles, anything like that. I love like picky bits lunches. That makes sense. Things like that as well. You could have like a couple of boiled eggs, maybe a bit of tuna, a couple of crackers, a few veggie sticks, a little bit of hummus, little things like that as well. They're really easy to have on the go. Um, Cottage cheese again, that's a really good one for lunch. Sometimes I love having that just on a slice of sourdough toast. Have some veggies with that. Um, yeah,
Edamame beans. I like
edamame beans.
edamame. I
Yes.
chuck that on loads of stuff.
Yeah, I
They're
had that
good.
today actually. I bought a bag of
Mm.
frozen ones and then just
Oh, nice. Oh, we can't, they don't do frozen bags in Tesco. So I bought three for like whatever in the little pots, but then I just put them in the freezer. And then
yeah.
I use one pot for like 3 days and then get the next pot out. But yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good to add to little, you can do like salad bowls and stuff, can't you? I've been like a massive fan of them at the moment, like your poke bowls and things like that. So you can
Mm,
add whatever protein you want on top of that with like edamame and stuff like that too.
yeah,
Um, yeah, really good.
definitely. Definitely. Do you know what? I really don't like salad. I always look in like recipe books and things like that, and I'm like, look at all the salads, and I just think, I just don't like salads that much. Unless someone else makes it for me. Like when we had that salad in on that walk we met in Guildford Way. Was it Guildford Way on the Downs?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That was banging that
Yeah.
salad.
But just at home, I don't know, it creeps me out. Just
If you hadn't noticed already, Emma gets creeped out by a lot of food.
I'm actually not that fussy though, to be fair. There's just like the odd thing that I just
Got
yeah.
creeped out in Cape Verde by the ribs.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh, I can't eat anywhere of this. It's starting to creep me out. I just, yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
have that with food. But each to their own. I know loads of people that have got things with different foods, but yeah,
Yeah. I feel
as
like
long as it
salads are
tastes
really
nice, don't think
easy.
about it. They
No.
are super easy. And did we not have like tuna salad, like pretty much every day when we were in Spain?
Well,
What
that
were we
was
having with that?
Yeah, I did like that actually. It depends on yeah, like specifics. Anyway.
There we go.
Uh,
Make it colourful. As long as you make it colourful, add colour to all the plates.
that's it.
It might feel a bit more edible.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I suppose to wrap up really, eat your protein.
Eat
Um,
protein, it's good for you. Your body needs it. Goodbye. See ya.
exactly. Try and aim for a portion with each meal to start with, then try and aim for 100 grams. Maybe just track a little bit for a week on MyFitnessPal. Get your know what's like your 100 grams looks like. Remember, you can get it from meat, fish, eggs, tofu, legumes, corn, yogurt, cottage cheese. Got lots of different ways to get your protein in, and it's going to help you to feel fuller and to help you lose weight as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want your body to function properly, get your protein up. But again, just like anything, smart school. Wow. Okay, cool. Start small and build
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Exactly. Focus on one meal
Because
at a time.
absolutely, because you might find also, I meant to say this earlier, you might find, oh, like if you're say you're trying to get in like 100 grams and you're not used to it, you're gonna feel full so quickly because you're not used to
Yes,
it.
that's
But
very true.
that's not because that amount is wrong for you, it's because your body's not used to it. So stick at a certain amount for a certain amount of time until it gets used to it, and then
Yeah,
you'll probably be able to go up on that because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just so full. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not used to that. So wait a couple of weeks on 80 grams and then build it up to 90 grams. And then once you've got used to it, I promise you, you will be able to eat the 100 grams.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because if you don't eat breakfast and you maybe have a really small lunch, your body's not going to be used to having that amount of food, especially protein where it is so filling. So yeah,
Mm,
like you say, just do it gradually. Build it up.
there we go. I think that's
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, well, let's wrap it up there for today. Um, Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Hope you found that helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions. Reach out to us, send us a message, go on our socials, our group, wherever. You can email us
Like,
at like and
like,
subscribe to the podcast.
yes,
It
please.
really helps us. So, yes. And you can email us at fitgirlswhoeat93@gmail.com. And if you want us to cover anything in particular, we are going to be doing a few on nutrition, like carbs and fats and things as well. So stick around if you want to hear a few more on those. Let us know if you want
Mm.
us to cover anything else. And yeah, that's it.
We'll see you in the next one.
Catch you in the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.